Okay, before we start this video, I just want to let you guys know that I'm still working on a penguin video and it's taking me longer than expected, and it will definitely be the next video after this. Let's get into the video.
James Gunn really had a lot of people fooled, huh? It's gonna be different this time, babe, I promise. It's a new era of comic book movies. Yeah, Supergirl is bad, and it's not even bad in the ambitious and interesting sort of way.
I just got out of watching Supergirl, and it wasn't good. I actually didn't enjoy it.
One of the worst needle drops in a movie in a long time, by the way.
Supergirl will make $38 million domestically, and that is a lower opening weekend than the Morbius movie and the Marvel.
I just got out of seeing Supergirl. No spoilers, obviously, don't worry. It's bad. It's just like, it's really, really bad. It's terrible, actually.
And my genuine, unbiased reaction, this movie was bad. It was a bad movie.
DC fans, it is not looking good because we just got the first reviews for Supergirl and it opened up to a 59% on Rotten Tomatoes on 95 reviews. And pretty much the only positive thing that I've been hearing about this movie is that Millie Alcock does a phenomenal job as Supergirl.
The early reviews for Supergirl are here and they're not looking good. Variety just said that it's a super horrendous comic book movie with one of the worst scripts that they can remember.
It's not good, but it's not as bad as like the ginormous super stinkers we've seen DCU fart out in the past. I will say it is a big step back from Superman, which I enjoyed. This feels like a remnant of old superhero films where it's just a CGI smorgasbord, at times some wonky CGI with a very generic standard plot and a very forgettable villain.
Guys, I'm tired, man. I don't think we're ever getting a great Supergirl live action solo movie because these fuckheads don't give a shit about the character or the story. To them, this movie is just a checklist. It's a tick box, a movie they clearly don't care about but have to do in order to introduce Supergirl into the new DCU. And of course, this is the result.
Yikes. Why did you do that? The whole point of this! Did you miss the whole fucking point?
David Ellison, you did fire James Gunn. Fire James Gunn, bro.
Supergirl was a big old piece of trash.
A hero's convincing the other one, oh, you can't kill him because it'll ruin you. It'll ruin you. Even though he's about to kill us and 50 million kids, oh, you can't kill him because it'll ruin you. Brief spoilers. She kills him at the end.
You see, the problem I have with this movie is not that it's complete garbage, nope, it's not. It's a good, okay movie that could have been done infinitely better. So no, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. Some of the hate this movie is getting is quite ridiculous. I've seen people compare it to Thor Dark World and like, what the fuck are you guys smoking? That Thor movie could genuinely have been an email. It had no point, it had no story to tell. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? I swear audiences nowadays have this serious problem with middle grounds. They do not believe in a movie being okay. If it's not the best thing in the world, if it's not a masterpiece, it's considered a hot garbage. Backrooms suffer from this after Obsession came and swept everyone off their feet, a movie that's currently frontrunner for movie of the year. But because Backroom didn't live up to that expectation, to that feeling, they called it the worst movie they've ever seen. Listen, everyone is entitled to their opinion. I'm a big advocate for that. But the problem is people who haven't even seen the Supergirl movie would go on the internet to shit on the movie just because. They will call it terrible and the worst thing they've ever seen on planet Earth just because. Like, how can you be so dedicated and passionate to calling a movie terrible if you haven't even seen it? You know what? I'm going to talk about the critics later because they deserve their own section. I'll be splitting this video into 3 parts. What I like, what I didn't like, and the critics problem. Okay, listen, I know it's a very generic structure. I don't care. My mom said I could do whatever I want, so leave me alone. But before we get into that, let's just get down the basics first. For the uninitiated, Supergirl 2026 is a loose adaptation of the critically acclaimed comic book Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, written by Tom King with artwork by Bilquis Ively. The story follows Ruthie, a young girl who sets out on a relentless quest for revenge after witnessing the murder of her father at the hands of Krem, an intergalactic mercenary and swordsman. Along the way, she crosses paths with Supergirl, who saves her from thieves attempting to steal her sword. Despite Ruthie's repeatedly attempt of begging Kara to help her hunt down and kill Krem, Supergirl refuses characters insisting that revenge isn't the answer. But before they can go their separate ways, Krem tracks them down, attacks them, aboards Kara's ship, shoots both Supergirl and Krypto, and escapes with the ship, leaving them stranded on a planet orbiting a red sun. With her power stripped away by the red sun and Krypto gravenly wounded, Kara had no choice but to join Ruthie on her journey, not just to save Krypto, but to track down Krem before he disappears for good. On paper, you got me. I'm locked in. This premise is fantastic. A cosmic revenge story where Supergirl acts as a moral compass sounds like a recipe for one of DC's strongest films. But somewhere along the way, the execution loses sight of what made the story compelling in the first place. Okay, we got the basics down. Let's get into my thoughts.
Hey, this what I like right here. This what I like right here.
Okay, let's get the obvious one out of the way. Millie Alcock as Supergirl was great in theory and in practice. That role belongs to her. I'm sorry. Listen, baby, I love you. You've always been my number one, but I'm sorry you gotta take a step aside. The new queen is in town. I love her in this role. Millie fully embodies what I imagined this raw take on Supergirl would be like. She's easily the saving grace of this movie. She's funny, she makes Kara way more compelling than I hoped, and her sarcasm is welcome on my screen anytime.
Hey, this does not look like this is gonna end well for you guys. I mean, anybody want to leave? No? Okay.
Genuinely, the writers failed her because I feel like she understood the assignment. She understood who Supergirl is. She understood the story, and they just gave her nothing to really work with. Through her performance, you can feel the grief and the pain she's carrying. It was so funny because I went to go see this movie with my friend, and he never really seen anything or know much about Supergirl. But when I tell you, as soon as the credits rolled, he turned to me and said, "Bro, whoever is playing Supergirl carried this movie. She's too good in this." By the way, he thinks the movie is awful. He doesn't like it, but he can't wait to see more of her, and I couldn't agree more. She deserves better than what she got. Also, seeing Krypton perish the way it did was really emotional and very heartbreaking. That scene where Kara and her father were having a conversation about him sending her to Earth was very sad. It was easily the best part of the movie. It was impeccably acted. It was well written. This scene kind of gave me the vibe that this is actually what they were actually trying to go for, rather than adapting the Woman of Tomorrow, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If only they're just committed to one and just stuck with that. More on this later. The thing is, I do have a very tiny problem with this backstory, and again, maybe it's because I'm just an idiot and I'm very forgetful. I always thought Kara and Clark left Krypton pretty much at the same time, maybe like 5 minutes apart, because again, it's very echoed around both live actions and even in the cartoons that Kara babysit Clark while they were in Krypton. But in this movie, when Clark left Krypton, Kara wasn't even born yet. It was like 15 years later, that's when she got sent to Earth. I don't know, it's just that aspect just really worked for me. I didn't, again, someone correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I don't know. It's just something I noticed and it really bugged me in a way that was weird. Again, it's just me being nitpicky. It's a very cool, the whole backstory part was easily the best part of the movie, and it was quite cool to see that, and it was really sad. So yeah, obviously Lobo was a very good addition to the story. For those who haven't read the book, he wasn't in the original comic book story. He was added solely for this adaptation. Jason Momoa doing Jason Momoa things. He made me laugh, added some silliness to the movie.
Are you calling me a liar? No. Well, I am.
Bro was having too much fun in this role. You can just tell he was made for this. Was the addition necessary? Yeah, no. But I welcome it and I'm no complaints. Jason Momoa did say in an interview that the next time he plays Lobo, it will have to be an R-rated movie, and I'm really interested to see this. Imagine Lobo in an R-rated movie. Woof. Listen, call me a glazer all you want, I don't give a fuck. I had the fattest grin on my face every time Superman came on my screen. David Cornswet as Superbad is just brilliant, man. I love this guy. The fact that he will show up to set even days where he has no business being there just to show support to Millie is just beautiful, and it makes me rate him even more. He is Superman from head to toe. He feels like that beacon of hope, that Boy Scout we all know Superman to be, both on screen and off screen. Obviously, the Snyder Bros are probably gonna be in my comments, be like, oh, but this Superman is too weak. He gets beat up all the time. I don't care. I genuinely don't give a shit. I will take this version of Superman over wherever the fuck this is any day of the week. Love Henry Cavill though. He was just on day. Anyway, back to Supergirl. Some of my favorite scenes are when Clark and Kara just talk. They just sit down to have a conversation. Their dynamic is really interesting to explore, especially going forward. The final scene where these two just sat down and have a conversation made me feel things I didn't even think were possible.
Rough trip?
Yeah.
Birthdays have always been kind of tricky for me, too.
Yeah. It was good, too. You know, like in its own sort of way.
Good.
How have things been here with you?
Yeah. Busy?
Mm.
Yeah. Could have used your help on this last guy. I mean, I could always use your help, but I know you have places to be.
No. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stay a while this time.
Stay here?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Crypto, come on, man.
Where's he gonna stay?
Sorry, he's just... We are just happy to be home.
I am also happy.
I love their banter, the chemistry is amazing. Like, they were both destined for this role. I love it, and I'm looking forward to seeing them more. I've seen a lot of people talk really bad about the fighting scenes, some people saying it's boring, but I liked it. I had fun watching them. They weren't the greatest thing ever, but it was fun. I would say this though, I hate how underused Supergirl was in this movie. She's Kara fucking Zor-El. She should be body slamming everybody. Unless Krem's henchmen are like immortal beings or some shit, I don't care. They should not be laying a finger on her. If she was under a red sun, I will understand, but the sun in Bilquis was yellow. She should be at full power, and I also like to tell you, she is not like Superman. If you're seen as bad, she's fucking you up so bad, the devil will weep. Anyway, that's just me being nitpicky. They're still slapped. Anyway, you get the point. There are some good things, and there's some things you can praise about this movie. Not everything was dog shit like the internet would like you to believe. Okay, let's talk about the things I did not like.
Wow, man. Damn.
Oh boy, where do I even begin? Listen, I'm not even going to spend too much time on this because this is going to piss me off and I'm trying to stay in a good mood. One thing I will give to the critics is that I actually agree with a majority of the flaws they have pointed out in this movie. One common one is that it's boring. And I get it. The movie doesn't really offer anything that I haven't seen 1,000 times. And I would go as far as to say some of the stuff it tries, I've seen it done better. It's flat, it pulls a lot of its punches, which is a recipe for disaster when you're adapting a comic book that does not pull punches at all. It also doesn't help that this movie is trying so hard to be Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, I'm not kidding. While I was watching this movie, I almost forgot James Gunn did not write or direct this. It had his fingerprints all over this movie, but just a knockoff version. Listen, I'm gonna say this now. The James Gunnification of every movie needs to stop. I don't even know if that's a word, but it is now. That style of filmmaking does not work for everything. God damn. And this movie is proof of that. What the fuck was that needle drop?
I think, like, I've seen a lot of people say that it, like, should have been, like, a rock song, which it is in every other movie. But that's not going to play into the themes of this movie as well. Like, to have just picked another AC/DC song that, like, woo, really gets you pumped up for the action. You know what I mean?
Huh? Are you guys... Are you guys okay? What do you mean?
Be a really corny 2000s girly pop, like, pop song was the right choice for the themes of the movie. If you didn't like it, it's because you probably weren't the target audience for that.
That does not mean anything. That does not mean anything. This is just a dumb excuse that people use to defend lack of creativity. It's not made for you, that's why you don't get it. I'm coming for you. Because no way they went through 40 songs and this is the one they thought fit. My friend isn't even that knowledgeable about films or cinematography and he thought that felt way out of place. What the fuck are you guys smoking? Anyway, the dialogue is also horrible. Holy shit, the dialogue is straight rubbish. Some of the actors try to make the terrible dialogue work, but it just does not hit at all. Scenes that are supposed to have serious emotional weight or be funny is just dragged down by shitty dialogue. While watching this movie, something just felt off. First, I thought, wait, is the acting terrible? I couldn't point my finger at it, but after letting the whole thing settle, holy shit, this is probably one of the worst dialogue I've heard on screen. Not the worst, one of the worst. The girl that plays Ruthie gives one of the most uninteresting and wooden performance I've ever seen. Like, listen, nothing against the actress, I'm sure she's lovely, but every time she was on screen, I was just rolling my eyes. It's so overly theatrical, I can't explain it. The line delivery was just not it, so yeah, that bothered me. Again, no shades towards the actress, I'm sorry. The lack of color is also a very big one that kind of annoyed me. I didn't think it would, but it did. Again, I wasn't that mad about it. A lot of people are completely losing their mind over this, and I understand. It's so gritty for no reason, and I love dark stuff, I love the gritty stuff, but not with this. Bear in mind, this is what they're trying to adapt. It's very colorful, it's very vibrant. Like, did y'all read the comics you're adapting from, or what the fuck? That third act final battle was just a little too brown for me. Again, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over this, but I just didn't like that. The CGI driving the scene wasn't the best, and I think they relied way too much on the slow-mo. Whatever, man. Another thing I noticed that just irritated me is how the movie is speed running through its plot. In my opinion, I feel like the movie is trying to be two things. It's trying to be a Supergirl origin story and a Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow adaptation, and that can get messy very quickly, especially with a 90-minute runtime. It feels like it's constantly rushing to get to the next destination, the next action scene, or the next story beat without giving anything enough time to breathe. In other words, the pacing is really bad. 1 minute we're on one planet, the next we're somewhere completely different, and before I've had any chance to process what the fuck just happened, we're already moving to the next one again. There's barely any room for the characters to reflect, for the emotional moments to land, or for the relationship to naturally develop. And that's such a shame, because this is a road trip story. The entire point is watching Kara and Ruthie slowly influence one another as they travel across the galaxy. Instead, the film feels more interested in ticking off plot points than letting the journey itself matter. I mean, by the end, I understand what the movie wanted to make me feel, but just never really had time to feel it. Honestly, I could go on, but we'll be here all day. This movie could have been great if they just tried. Like, guys, it's not that hard. Anyway, yeah, I clearly have a lot of issues with this movie. It's very underwritten, visually underwhelming, and nowhere near as resonant as the comic it's adapting. But just because I didn't like the movie doesn't mean I agree with some of the criticism that's been thrown at it. In fact, some of the discourse surrounding Supergirl has been so exaggerated, it's become harder to have an honest conversation about what really worked and what didn't. Which brings me to why I actually made this video. Guys, let's get serious.
It's pretty difficult to put into words how disgusted I am.
Decided to release a range of photos, including resting face and this beauty, which when you zoom in is, wow.
I'm in a wind tunnel!
Okay, listen, this is just bullying. I don't throw that word around lightly, but I genuinely don't know what else to call this. There is currently a hate campaign against the Supergirl movie, and more specifically, Millie Alcock. I knew it was bad, but damn, I didn't know it was this bad. At some point, the conversation and criticism stopped being about the movie and started being about tearing down the person playing Supergirl. Listen, we can call people out for their terrible acting. I do that too, and I understand, but going after someone's body and looks is diabolical to me. And here's the thing that really frustrates me. There are things to criticize about this movie. I've just spent the last 10 minutes talking about it. Pacing is rushed, the visual don't capture the spirit of Woman of Tomorrow, the emotional beats don't land as well as they should. There is plenty to criticize. So why the fuck are people choosing to ignore all that and instead make Millie Alcock the target? The fuck?
You weird.
buddy. Thing is, majority of these people are just spineless incels that have no point to their reason for disliking Millie other than the fact that, oh, everyone is hating her, so let me try too. Most of the backlash seems to stem from a handful of comments that she made during the press tour. Comments that, even if you actually stop to listen, they are very tame.
It wasn't, but in honor of Pride Month, as I'm getting all these questions, I don't know. I think that what makes this film so beautiful is that it's not centered around a man. It's not centered around love at all, if anything. But we'll see. I don't really know. But I don't know. I don't know. She'd probably go both ways.
What was so bad about what she just said? What's so life-threatening about it? Listen, I'm not saying you have to agree with everything she said. You can agree to disagree. That's okay. That's fine. But acting like she just took a huge dump in your cereal is honestly ridiculous. I've even seen people compare her to Rachel Zegler, and guys, are we okay? That is not even remotely close to a fair comparison, like at all. Rachel was actively sabotaging her movie because she tried to use it as a platform to voice her political opinions constantly, unprovoked.
I mean, you know, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story. With a guy who literally stalks her. Yeah. Weird.
Listen, I love Rachel Zegler. I think she's an amazing actress, but during this whole Snow White propaganda and nonsense, this thing she was just saying, I was just like, you don't need to say that. People online are fucking mean, bro. They will take anything, any little thing they can find, and will just try and ruin your entire career. There were things she was saying, and I was just like, you don't need to say that. You don't need to. Listen, I don't care what these people say when they do a press. I don't give a fuck. I want to sit down on a press play on a movie. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, I'll say it's bad. I don't give a fuck what she's saying on freaking press conference. Whether you agreed with Rachel or not, she frequently made headlines because of the comments that became part of a marketing conversation around the films. Millie Alcock simply hasn't done that. Lumping the two together ignores the context and turns every interview into ammunition rather than judging the performance as actually on screen. I would like to remind you, from the very first trailer, people were actively taking screenshots of a freeze frame and taking the piss. You think she doesn't see this? You guys are getting upset because she's redistributing the energy you guys gave her from the start. She's comparing herself to Clark and saying Supergirl is stronger than Clark. Honestly, respectfully, go fuck yourself. If you are actively getting triggered by this, genuinely, you are mentally impaired. The funny thing is that this is canon in the comics. When it comes to a one-on-one fight, Kara wins. While Clark has decades more experience and control, Kara has a higher peak of power because she fights with less restraint. And I need to remind you, she spent her early years exposed to Krypton's heavy gravity. Do you guys read the comics? You see what I mean when I say they have no point. They have no idea what they're talking about. They're just hating for the sake of hating.
There's a reason her character worked in House of Dragons, because she looks a little incesty. And if you know the lore of back in the medieval times, they did a lot of incest to keep the blood pure. So I'm like, I'm gonna let it slide there. But for Supergirl, I don't know.
Listen, I know people on the internet just say stuff all the time, but I can't believe that people were criticizing the Supergirl trailer because Millie Alcock is ugly. First of all, I don't think it matters even if I didn't think she was attractive, which I do.
Yeah, that is the other thing. There is a pandemic at the moment, and I ain't talking about coronavirus, Ebola, nope. There is this disturbing and lustful obsession that people have with TV in general. The obsession is that everything they watch needs to be able to be sexualized. They will consume any piece of media, they will watch anything as long as the person on screen is good looking enough. The movie can be god awful, it can be pure garbage, but certain degenerates wouldn't care. All they want to know is, can this person be sexualized or not? Can I make 1,000 edits of this person? Yes or no? Let me give you an example. So in 2024, when the Netflix live action adaptation for the Avatar Last Airbender was airing, there was a particular uproar in the fan base, not because of bad writing or character assassination or even just the adaptation missing the point. Nope. People were actively getting triggered and pissed off because the actors on the show weren't as good looking as they imagined. Unfortunately, I am not kidding. You know, instead of being mad at the casting people, you know, people that are in charge of casting these actors, they resulted into bullying the actors online personally, actively commenting really hurtful things on their social media posts. And Elizabeth, you got it the worst. Oh my god, even thinking about it makes me sick. I really felt so bad for her. She was getting body shamed. They were calling her ugly, calling her appa. Honestly, if you go to old posts from like 2024, all you see is yip yip. Oh, she ate appa. You're too fat to play Azula. You're not good looking enough. Quit acting. I'm gonna stop here, but you get the gist. What makes this situation even sad is that she's now getting 1,000 edits on TikTok. She's getting a lot of love. Don't get me wrong, good for her, but they're only doing that because now they think she's good looking. Lizzie, you sort of toned down a little bit, and in their eyes, she's better looking now. Bear in mind, 2 years ago, they were calling her ugly. Honestly, guys, you do better. Danielle Ross Russell, who plays Hope Michelson in TVDU, got the same treatment. She was actively bullied because to them, she was gaining weight. Why do you care? So let's bully her offline. And she went and deactivated the whole thing for 3 years. 3 blood-clot years, bro. What the fuck is wrong with people? Another good example is Bella Ramsey, who plays Ellie in The Last of Us live-action TV series. Pretty much the same thing. They thought she was too ugly to play Ellie. These fuckheads sat behind their screens typing hateful comments and telling her, listen, you're not as good looking as we imagine Ellie to be, so can you please pack your bag and go? Just quit. Quit acting, we don't want to see you, get someone else. They were getting their own fan casting going on in the comment section. They kept bullying her to the point where she had to come out and actually voice that it's really affecting her mentally. What the fuck? The one that really got me and I can actually remember was Leah Pipes, who plays Camille in the originals. Oh, fucking hell. She was getting harassed. She was getting insulted. She was getting death threats. Yes, death threats. You did not hear it wrong. You did not hear me wrong. That's exactly why I said yes, she was getting death threats. Why was she getting all this hate, you ask? That's a very good question. She was getting all this hate because fans were not happy that the story was setting up a romance between Camille and Klaus, because they prefer Klaus with Caroline. I think this was the first inkling that people are insane. I think one of the ones that broke the camel's back was when someone wished for her to die of cancer. Yes, we're wishing people to die of cancer now. Leah Pipes has to obviously voice out that this is not cool and she doesn't like this. Some people think that's the reason why she left the show in season 3. Who knows? Camille is a fictional character, but we want to go after the actual actress instead. Where's the logic? What the fuck is the logic? Like, bro, are you guys good? Do you need a Capri Sun? Anyway, Millie is getting it really bad at the moment. They're making fun of her teeth, her jawline, calling her ugly, using AI to make her look like this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what Gen Zs do with their spare time. This is what we use AI for. Some people are really saying they would prefer Sydney Sweeney in the role instead. Okay, listen, I'm here to tell you, Sydney can never play and embody that character the way Millie did. And Millie didn't even have to do much. So that should say something. I've never been of the opinion that Sydney Sweeney is a really good that's a good actress. She's Hollywood's thirst trap. She is in everything because it's easy marketing. Everyone loves Sydney Sweeney because she's got big boobs and she looks like an exact stereotype of an Instagram baddie. That's what people want to see on their screen. So yeah, name me one movie that Sydney Sweeney has been in that is not overly sexualized. I haven't seen anything. I am not joking. Maybe someone can prove me wrong. Also, what the fuck are you guys smoking? Millie is a beautiful woman. Look at her. We're calling this ugly? Really? Are we dead ass? Nah, y'all are trolling because there's no fucking way. You know what? I'm done. I'm done with you people. If you think Supergirl is underwhelming, that's fine. completely fair. I do too. But if your biggest takeaway from this movie is attacking the actress instead of discussing the film itself, then I think we've lost the plot. You weird. I'm done. I usually don't get involved with this stuff, but this was getting too much and it has to stop. Who am I kidding? It's only gonna get worse. The movie might not be doing well box office wise or critics wise, but really and truly, who gives a fuck about the critics anymore? They gave Off Campus 90% plus rating. I don't need to say, but if you watch the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Movie might not be doing well in these aspects, but Millie gave an amazing performance as Supergirl, and she held up their fattest middle finger to all the haters. Keep shining, queen. Can't wait to see you in Man of Tomorrow. Anyways, that's it from me. I'm done. Let me know what you guys thought about the movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Have you even seen it? Let me know in the comments and I'll be replying to all of you guys. Thank you guys. Now I'm gonna go finish the penguin video, and someone please give Millie a hug. I feel like she really needs it.